Glad to be here, glad to be alive, glad to be able to speak to you today and share some information about Western astrology in this weekly rundown. If you are new to my channel and you're new to these weekly rundowns, welcome. I appreciate you being in here and coming on in here. We are broadcasting live from YouTube and from Instagram, doing something new for 2025, but not really because I kind of did this way before, back in the day before. I hope this YouTube thing is on. Let me see, make sure some people are coming on in here. We'll see what happens because I don't see anybody in here right now, but it's all good in the hood, baby. Maybe they'll start streaming in a second. What's up, Instagram? I'm so glad that you came on through. I think, April is here, and that looks like Jade is here too. What's happening, Ayatunde? Glad that you are in the space. Something's not going on right with my we'll figure it out in a minute because I don't have time for all of this. But here's the deal. I want to tell y'all a few things before we get started. Yes, there's some announcements that need to be made. Oh, there's one person. Okay, I can stop worrying. YouTube is working. I can stop the worries. Hello to anybody that's in here. So come on in and pull up a chair. Listen, a few announcements before I allow these downloads to come streaming in because I feel they are hot and heavy right about now. So do me a favor, if you want to alert somebody that I am live right now, please go on and do that before we get started because we got lots to talk about this for today. But today, yes, I think I need to give my YouTube people some time. So come on in, y'all, because maybe the notifications are a bit too slow. And if you find that to be the truth, this is just a little bit of housekeeping. That's why I need y'all to go to the bathroom, go get some water, and then come on back, all right? If you find on YouTube that you are not getting your notifications, you kind of have to go old school, as we used to say, right? To kind of log off and unsubscribe if you can, right? And then subscribe again. Somehow that recalibrates the membership, the subscription or whatever, and then you're notified again. So those on YouTube, please let me know that you are here. Give me a thumbs up, say what's happening. And also, if you haven't got the notifications, just go out and come again, unsubscribe and come again. Just wanted to repeat that situation. Hi, Miss Nancy. How are you? I love you so much. I pray that everything is well in your world. I want y'all also to know, given what I just said, that we all know that this algorithm is going to bug out. Let me tell y'all a little bit of information again before people start coming in, because I like to give, thank you, April, for coming on in here. I like to give some information. First and foremost, listen, I did my best to start out with TikTok. I tried to go over to TikTok the last couple of months, y'all. And it was working for me for a little bit. I mean, I started to get in the groove and editing my videos so that people can get them. And I found myself very diligent in it. And then when this information happened recently, them shutting down TikTok, and then dude wants to open it back up so he can get his little 50% of it, I canceled TikTok, y'all. I really do not like social media. Y'all, please understand that. And I hope there's a few people that sympathize and empathize with me on this. And please know that this is all love coming to you. I don't need a clap or thank you. I just want to let you know that it's kind of challenging sometimes coming on here because this thing is just weird. I'm just from the 70s. I'm a 70s baby, and I don't totally get it all the way. So I shut TikTok down. However, some never, I am performing again. And however, some never, this seems to be the only kind of effort in which we can get information out about the things that we're doing, especially when you're independent and in your efforts and in your career. So I want y'all to do me a favor, please, and very please. If you are willing to continue to stay in contact with a sister, know what's going on with my performances outside of astrology. I'm actually starring in a 3-4 act play called Sister Act on January 26th and on February 2nd. The 26th is sold out, and February 2nd, I believe there's 6 seats available. I'm going to put it in my LinkedIn if you want to be the last 6 that get the ticket. It's an awesome 3-act play about being in the Nation of Islam, and I play Sister Barbara. So I'm performing. I'm actually going on stage with my band again at the end of February, in which I'm excited about. But here's the thing. A lot of people say, oh, Sonja, you did Free Bricks. You did a one-woman show in Glendale on June 6, 2024. Yes, I did. But everybody got it a day later or the day before or whatever the case. The bottom line is the algorithm is messing up with our communication, and I don't like it. So do me a favor. Go to my website, wordlifeastrology.com. That's wordlifeastrology.com. I need for y'all to get it in your mouth. If you one of them people that say world life, I can't stand it. It's a freaking nails down the chalkboard for me. It's word life because I stand on my word. I stand on my life. The things that I say is absolutely a conviction of my heart. Whether I'm right or wrong, up or down, good or bad, is word life. So wordlifeastrology.com. There's a newsletter that you can subscribe to. I'll put you on my newsletter email list, and you'll always know when there's a performance by me. I don't solicit a lot of emails, y'all. Really, I don't send them out a lot. Truly, maybe twice a month, maybe once. You're going to have to really kind of look for it and fish for it if you want to know. But I want to let you know when I'm performing, and also when I give out reading discounts. Somebody texted me this week and said, yeah, the assumption is, yeah, you're going to be performing, but are you still doing readings? Absolutely. I started this astrology trek, this journey, because I wanted to help mano y mano, one-on-one. I wanted to look in my brother's eyes. I wanted to look in my sister's eyes. I wanted to utilize the gifts that Spirit gave me, knowing that I can see through people. It's oftentimes very disturbing what it is that I see when I look at people. But oftentimes I know that it is a gift. So I'm going to continue to utilize that gift by doing one-on-one readings and doing couples readings. I'm giving y'all this long, drawn out introduction only because there's a few people that's still finding out that I'm live. So let them come on in here and please utilize some patience, okay? We're going to get to the week in a second. But I know that I have the gift to see people, see through people, utilize astrology in a way that can assist people. I've done hundreds and hundreds of readings. I mean, honestly, I could go into the thousands, some that were unsolicited and not paid for. But the bottom line is I will never stop doing readings in that way. Okay. My retreats are changing. Probably won't do any more workshops, that's for sure. But I am getting back on stage. But I want to let y'all know this. So please subscribe to my newsletter. I really want y'all. And here's the other part of it too. If you don't know, as I segue into downloads, as I segue into what this week is about, we need each other. We need to get outside. We need to make ourselves known. I'm not just hyping us up because I'm in artist mode and I want y'all to buy a ticket. I actually feel this for all of us. This is no solicitation nor a freaking commercial. I'm not that savvy. But here's the real deal. The real deal is that we really do need each other. In order for arts to keep going, in order for us to stay alive, in order for us to have a pocket of some type of release, in order for us not to remember stressful and worrisome situations like today in some kind of way for at least half the country. I believe it's more than half the country, but that's a whole nother conversation. But in order to live through these moments, we need art. How many times do you turn on a movie? How many times do you go to a play? How many times do you listen to music to release yourself? So please and very please support your artist, your local artist, your favorite artist. I'm really mean that. If it's free for you to get on my email list to know when I'm pumping myself up or anybody else that I believe, and I think I'm a real good judge of character. Like I said, I see through people that I believe are good artists. Like I'm going to point them out. That's how we keep this community going. That's how we survive these years that may or may not be too popular. Too popular. You understand what I'm saying? Or on some level unbearable to get through. Are y'all feeling me? We ain't gonna go to the political side of things, but I want to say, really, happy Earth Day to Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you for your efforts, sir. Thank you for your spirit. Thank you for your life. Thank you for all the beautiful men and women that surrounded him, that helped him to keep his vision and a collective vision going. And again, it's about the community. In order for him to make changes, in order for him to move through, in order for him to be remembered, in order for our children, I have a Gen Zer, in order for our children and all the rest of them to walk through, y'all already know the statement. They had to come together. Are we coming together? Are we coming together? Ooh, y'all, it's starting. So the bottom line is this. I would love for y'all to sign up for my newsletter, get an email, and I'll let you know of all the cool things that I know. And I'm going to be a little bit more active. And what I mean about that is not sending you more, but chalking them up with a whole bunch of nuts in my email so you can get some really good information about what's going down, clowns. Okay? So again, go to my website, wordlifeastrology.com, and sign up for my newsletter. I'd really, really appreciate that. Let me stop to say hello to all of the folks that gets me up every Monday and come to this gosh darn forum and give y'all some information. That would be April. What's up, April? And polish my pearl. Hi, sweetie pie face. What's going on, Miss Reed 63? D Stokes in the house. Naisia is here. Oh, Nia, I haven't seen you in a minute. Scorpio friend, Rabbi Rob. What it is, yo? What's going on? A solar flare and Melania Howard. So glad that you are here. Milana Howard. Milana, I'm gonna give you Melania. You ain't no Melania girl. You Milana Howard. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat. That's for real. And here on Instagram, we have Kizzy Runway. I've already shout out a few of y'all. Much love to you, Kimberly. I'm so glad you're here. You always on time. What's up, soul? Knowing energy healing? What's going on with you? How my vibe, how my voice go up so high like I'm a soprano in the sky? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just waving hello to everybody. Just for Rakita Bonita. What you doing, girl? Rakita's on the west side of life. Shining in this sunlight, but wear your masks. I already said that to her. I'm such a mama. Y'all want to talk about this week? Let's talk about this week. Let's talk about this week as I take a little sip of my water, and I want y'all to know that you can ask as many questions as you want. I would really, 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 really love if you could make that question a little bit more broad. I always say this, but there's always one or two people that don't know. So make it a little bit more broad and for the community, because oftentimes people like to know what's going on with them. They want to solicit a reading, so to speak. And this is hard work for Sonja Marie. I just don't say, oh, you got a moon in, blah, 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 blah. Then you're cute. I go deep instantly. That's part of my challenge in this particular walk, but that's another story. As I sip my water, I always go deep. You got to go deep. What's the point of being here if you can't go deep? I'm not trying to live superficially in this motherfucker, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Let's talk about this week, though, y'all. Are we still in the moon in Cancer? No, ma'am, Miss Soulfly or Mr. Who is you? A Mister or a Miss? But no, not at all. Did y'all know? And thank you for that generalized question. The moon changes signs every 2 days. Sometimes it's as little as a day. And sometimes it can go as long as 3 days, but it depends on the configuration in the sky. It depends on the degrees and all of that. But usually the moon stays in a particular emotional vibration, give or take every 2.5 days. Squirrel. That's why this is just my chance to be a sister. I am a sister. My chance to be a teacher, because I love teaching, by the way. I'm going to miss workshops, but got too much going on. Anyway, the bottom line is that's why with Cancer energy, Cancer people, moon and rising, they're ruled by the moon. So imagine if your ruler, and this is said with love, is a bit bipolar. Even if the inhabitants, like myself and a couple of other Cancer people or Cancer rise, Cancer moon people, even the inhabitants don't want to change and switch up and be moody, we have no choice because the moon is literally changing herself every 2.5 days. So Cancer people and Cancer energy has to go with that switch. And oftentimes, Cancer people, Cancer energy folks get teased for being sensitive, get misunderstood for not knowing why we have to adjust our moods according to the day. And to be quite honest with you, the higher end of those Cancer energies, and what I mean by that, those who are in the higher realm of that mood switch can utilize it in the best way possible. Trust and believe that. It doesn't have to come off as moody and erratic. It can come off as a nice little dance and a nice little flow as long as you are not upsetting yourself or anybody else. Does that make sense? I need y'all to give me some yes, yes, y'all. It's like y'all in this place and y'all want to hear what's going down because I got notes. I always got notes. I got notes. I always got notes. Y'all can tell I'm in my artist mode because everything is a goddamn song and a monologue. Oh, Sonja, get it together. Again, if you have any questions, please do so. I don't see Instagram going up, so I'm going to make sure it's not stuck here. Please let everybody know that your girl is live, and we're about to start in like 5, 4, 3, 2. Mystic is over there making some noise, playing with the toy. I hope y'all can't hear it. Okay. This is what we have to do when we live, y'all. We got to take pauses and stuff. Today, to the person that asked what the moon was in, today, the moon is in Libra. Yes, it is, which is actually very, very contrary than the moon in Cancer. That's for ding dong, damn sure. Cancer and Libra square, a challenge. So today is all about Libra energy, emotionally speaking. So think about it like this. Again, this is a teacher in me. Whatever emotions we are feeling collectively, it's beginning and or propelled by Libra understanding. You don't have to be a Libra. You don't even have to like the understanding. But however, we will be forced into, let's say, like a cloud of smoke of Libra emotional energy, regardless of how you respond to it. Do you understand why it's important for me to mention what the moon is in on each day? Because you have to decide how you're going to rock with that thing. All right. The moon in Libra suggests that it's important that we talk about partnerships today, about what's fair and what's not fair, what's just and what's not just. I bring this up often and I probably say the same words, but it's the same meaning. So get it. Got it? Good. The moon in Libra today deals with diplomacy. Huh, isn't that interesting? A spirit dropped that into my head. Diplomacy. One of your favorite presidents was a Libra. Yeah, Carter, Clinton. There's a couple other Libra freaking presidents. Here's the bottom line is that Libras are so charming. That energy is so charming and diplomatic. It has a way of convincing you of anything, quite like Gemini energy, both air energy, right? But Libras have a finesse on it. So today, with the moon being in Libra, it's about putting a little finesse, a little partnership, a little understanding. Taking an L if you must, a loss for those who don't know what I'm speaking of. Taking an L if you must, because we need to share the wealth. Share the thunder, share the room, share the understanding, share the love. You dig? The moon in Libra says share. But this is what's interesting. Also today, that moon in Libra is squaring Mercury in Capricorn. Y'all want to talk about that? Who's the students in the room? Y'all want to talk about that? So this fair understanding that we are all experiencing is going up against Capricorn understanding. Okay, let me say that one more time. Take 2. This fair emotion, which is in the moon, right, is going up against squaring, challenging understanding that's practical, right? So it looks a lot like this. Yeah, I'm going to bring my partner to X, Y, and Z. Oh, wait, hold on. Here's a better, more appropriate example. And it's just Sonja in her own head. And I'm really tired of everybody talking about her, including myself in this moment, but it's going to be a good example. Michelle Obama is a Capricorn. That is indicative of Mercury right now in this example. The moon today said she had to be fair, justice like, diplomacy. She went against that thing because the practical thought, being a Capricorn herself, the practical thought being in Mercury today is like, I don't have to stand up, be used, utilized, be in a space and place in which I'm not welcomed. Practically, logically, since dude and everybody else he knows talk shit about me, and everybody else and in my family, practically, it's just not smart. Are y'all feeling me? Yes, yes, y'all. Did y'all not get that example? Or is this thing not working anymore? Is this thing on? Did y'all get that? I really need some feedback on that because that was big time. It hit me right in my face. So here's the other part. If you don't see that Michelle Obama understanding and or relationship, look at your own life. What's going on in your jobby job today? In which possibly maybe there's a situation in which it's called for you to be fair, for you to act like the proper co-worker, for you to bring your partnerships into the room, to adjust to what's new and what's going on. But Mercury, the mercurial thing, the thought process, the plan behind the thing is like, I get you want to be fair, but practically this ain't right. Practically this ain't working. Practically, this is not getting us to the next step, to the next lily pad, as I like to call it. Are y'all feeling this? Y'all understand? This is today. This is the notes that I put. When you feel disconnected from your partnerships and what's fair, we communicate coldly, possibly, with practical aims to look out for self and our business. You got that, right, April? Thank you for joining me, April, and responding. I really appreciate that, right? So there's a little tussle in that today, y'all. A little bit of a tussle that we can absolutely grow from. Because remember, squares will present the tussle first. And then you got to see how to get out of that. And then you got to figure out what you learn from that because squares will also promote growth and evolution. Also today, that same moon, that same Libra fairness, justice, diplomacy, bringing in our partners. When I say partners too, I mean business and personal relationships. Okay, your business partner, your attorney, your accountant, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, any one-on-one situations, right? That moon in Libra is also squaring up against Mars, going retrograde. So here's the thing. You can bring some anger into the mix. If somebody gets their feelings hurt about how you respond to somebody coldly, about how you don't want to be a partner today, and you're going into your practical bag and you're figuring out what's best for the mountain, what's best for the climb, what's best for the hill, what's best for being steady. Then all of a sudden you want to get in your emotions about some things. That's Mars and Cancer going retro. And then you want to go backwards. Oh, sweat. Sonya don't even know what she's saying sometimes until it comes out of her gosh darn mouth. Do you understand that? Y'all want to go backwards? You want to go backwards because you don't see the fair diplomacy in the thing? Are we talking about today, January 20th, or not? Again, I don't want to bring people's names up because I'm not giving them that airtime. But at the same time, can y'all listen to my words between my words? Talk to me, y'all. We study astrology to make ourselves better, to make our communities more fortified, not to get entertained and talk shit about people. It's not that deep to talk shit about people. And that's a waste of time because I can give two hecks about what people are doing. I want to know what you're doing, how you handling and responding to what people are doing. That's what we're talking about. So did y'all get that? This is in my notes. Now that we lack the justice, right? because that moon in Libra is going up against Mars in retrograde. Now that we lack the justice, it forces you to move according to your feelings. Are they good or bad? Are they going backwards because it's retro? Or are they going backwards so you can move forward? How does that look, Sonja? You sound like you speaking in riddles. I'm not, if you're paying attention. Is the feeling that you have about not being justice oriented about anything that's going on in your life, something you don't feel fair about that's going on in your life. Is it making you do two steps back, and are you mad about it, or you doing two steps back like this? Let me take a bigger picture. Let me look at what's really going down. I know you get it, Kim. Let me take a good look at what's really, really happening so I can move accordingly, so I can move out of my feelings and move with the feel that I know is right, my intuitiveness. You dig? So now that you lack justice and the feeling of that thing, it forces you to move according to your feelings, right? Holding on to grudges and reacting, or shutting someone off and being cold as ice. So you don't get your way, you want to be a brat and sit there and just put your lip out. You're 60 years old. You're 33 years old. You poking your lip out? For why? For why is the point. Find a new way to move, y'all. Don't poke your lip out, please, because your feelings are hurt today. We still on Monday. Because your feelings are hurt, because you don't know how to navigate and move through a hard space of you not getting what you want, because you're not the leader of the new school. Be the leader of your own school. That's the point. Y'all get that? Questions. Give me questions. Is this landing on somebody? I just want to know. For all those on Instagram, I'm so glad that you're here. I appreciate your attendance. Please let a few people know that a girl is talking some truth, at least the way I see it. Let's move on to Tuesday. And please remember, if you want to get some information, some reading discounts, some information about me performing, please join my newsletter, Sonja Marie's at wordlifeastrology.com. That's wordlifeastrology.com. Join my newsletter at the bottom of any page, okay? Tomorrow, Tuesday, that moon slides out of Libra and goes into the next sign, which is what? Goes into the next sign, which is what? What's the sign after Libra, y'all? Oh, thank you, Milana Howard. I appreciate you. It's Scorpio. Cowboy. I like when the moon goes into Scorpio, to be quite honest with you. A lot of people can't handle it because, again, a lot of people don't like to go deep. You know why a lot of people don't like to go deep? Because when they go deep, they discover a whole bunch of shit, namely shit about their damn selves. And they can't stand to see themselves. Because everybody freaking goes down, deep, down, and got some shit deep, deep down in the barrel of the bucket. Everybody. I don't care who you are. It don't matter who you are. So when the moon goes into Scorpio, the depths are being found out. Y'all do know that, right? When the moon goes into Scorpio, everybody's being found out. Every situation you want to call on is being found out. Why? Because Scorpio energy don't mind going there. They're comfortable there. It brings out transformation. It brings out the understanding and the need to destroy certain things in our lives that need to be destroyed. That's Scorpio for you. Scorpio will wipe it out without a smirk. Time to go is time to go. Scorpio is extreme, 0 to 60 out this mug. You get that? So our emotions start to feel a little extreme. I'm either all the way happy, I'm all the way sad, I'm all the way mad. You understand what I'm saying? Scorpio brings all this stuff, almost like the bubbling up from the bottom of the cauldron, so to speak, for emotional purposes. If you look at the light side of that, the peaceful side of that, the higher realm of that is so you can get it all out. So you can clear the way to the next sign. And the next sign is Sagittarius, in which we need to be happy. Intuitive learning, y'all. Do y'all get the science of the universe? It's one thing leading into the next to make the next much better than the following. Anyway, the bottom line is with this moon going into Scorpio, it's absolutely on Tuesday going to square the moon I'm sorry, good God, sorry. Going to square Pluto. The moon in Scorpio will square Pluto in Aquarius. That is not a good aspect for the day after January 20th. That's all I really, really, really wanted to tell y'all about that. It can't be. It's really, really tricky, y'all. It's really, really tricky. Now, I'm going to tell you why real quick. Because the moon is emotional, it's reactionary. Pluto will destroy anybody that wants to come at them with the reaction to anything that's emotional. But bust this, the moon in Scorpio is going up against Scorpio's ruler in a whole nother vibration. Pluto rules Scorpio. So now you got Scorpio up against Scorpio. Have you ever seen two Scorpios fight? I just have a blanket question. Have you ever seen two Scorpios fight? This might be a long little rundown, y'all. So hopefully you can stick in here and stick by and hang on in here is what I really wanted to say. But have you? That's a real question. Two Scorpios fighting? First of all, it probably looked like some ninja sequence in a Bruce Lee movie. To be truthful with you, motherfuckers jumping and under the tables and getting you from the side and shanking you underneath your big toe. It's a whole bunch of acrobatics happening because Scorpio is pliable and sneaky like that. But do you get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, though, it's going to take each other out. It's going to take each other out. Now, here's the little plot twist. The plot twist is that Pluto, who wants to blow it up, is in Aquarius. So we want to blow up what? What Aquarius is holding on to? Humanity, other people, friendships. The moon squares Pluto on Tuesday. There's a blow up of friendships, possibly humanity, things that involve humanity, things that involve any fair situations. Oh my God, Nia is passionate and it is dangerous, what the fellow Scorpio says when the moon squares up against Pluto. Okay? It's really dangerous. I want y'all to tread water tomorrow, literal water, because Scorpio is a water sign, right? So you got to find a way to stay above it. Even if you like a caiman or an alligator, something in the water got to be right here. And it's just your eyes above the water. Don't nobody care. Just for Tuesday, you just better be observant and watch what's happening. Watch for the blow-ups. Because on the same day tomorrow, the sun is in conjunction with Pluto. Now, here's the thing. The sun is in Aquarius. And the sun is giving power to Pluto. The sun is the biggest thing in our solar system. The sun is the big dog. Don't get it twisted. Remember who you are. You are your sun sign. The sun is the big dog in the universe. So the sun is giving Pluto permission, y'all, because they're in the same vibration. You get that, right? So the sun says, yo, Pluto, go out there, check on humanity, check on your friends, do the things that are right by the people, stay independent, because y'all know we're in Aquarius season, right? Stay independent, be that weirdo, be that rebel. But somebody's feelings, i.e. the moon in Scorpio, wants to trip up that rebel. Do y'all get the math? Please ask questions if you don't. Please ask me to repeat if you don't. This is important because if it's not coming up like fires, God forbid, it can come up in humanity with Mars being in the mix soon, with Pluto being in the mix. It can come up with humanity blowing up the folks, starting a fire, starting a rebellion, starting something. I want everybody, please, and very please, and this has nothing to do with fear. Keep your head on a swivel forever, but absolutely for tomorrow. Sonja, I'm that type of mother too. Give the most serious freaking messages and then be like, jokey joke. Kamau's like, what should I believe? The joke or the serious? a little warm in here, y'all. So thank you for being patient as I sip my cold water. Are y'all feeling this? Are you understanding where I'm coming from? And I hope this is good information. So tell some people to come on over and check it out. Also, on Tuesday, as we see naturally, the sun, if you're an astrology student, that's why I say naturally, the sun is going to square up the moon. If the sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Scorpio on Tuesday, there's a mashup. There's something going down that's bubbling up tonight, leading in tomorrow, in which I want everyone, please and very please, to be careful, because when the sun goes against the moon, that's ego going against your feelings. When we have Pluto thrown in there, just ready to throw in a bone, throw in a grenade, destruction, transformation of humanity, of your friendships, of the people, of the rebels. You a rebel? I am. Watch your back. Folks are coming for the people with independence on their tongue. Understand this, y'all. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all quiet today. Oh, y'all cooking like something to eat. Y'all off today. Y'all just sitting back because I all this passion inside me, I can't hold back. So I'm just gonna give it, like, I hope y'all with me on this. I do want to read what I wrote here because I wrote some lengthy notes this time for some reason. With that moon squaring the sun, emotions such as revenge, envy, jealousy, control, persuasion, unhealthy persuasion, that is. Thank you, whoever's throwing up that fire. I appreciate you on Instagram. I just need to know y'all here. That makes me happy. And other out of control situation, power struggles, right? It rears its ugly head on Tuesday evening. Please know that. When you're told to shine in individualism and inventiveness, you could be met with some dark reactions. You could be met with some control. People don't want you to be independent. People don't want you to go off on your own. People don't want you to be an entrepreneur. People don't want TikTok. And I'm not bringing back TikTok just because it's TikTok. I'm off TikTok. I got on there for a couple of months. For those that didn't hear this announcement, I'm no longer on TikTok. I was on there for a good 6 months and no longer. Why? Because they're playing in our faces, and I'm not playing with them. I'm not playing with them. But the real problem about that is that I'm not involved with is the fact that there was so much money being made that people want pieces of that shit. I'm not playing with you in that regard. So the bottom line is, with that moon squaring up that sun and these power plays of Pluto getting on in there, how are we going to change up humanity for our own powerful political and monetary gain is the question that's happening on Tuesday, in which a lot of people can get caught in the riffraff for. Are y'all hearing me? Am I speaking in code? Let me know if I am, because sometimes, I'm a poet. I'm naturally suave like that. Y'all get me though? You get me, Kim? All right, Royal. Hey. I'm so glad you're here, sweetie pie. On Wednesday, that moon stays in Scorpio. So we got another day to keep it deep, keep it going, in the bag, so to speak. You hear what I'm saying, Ashley? I love you, baby doll. Hi, Yazara. Hi, Dan. You here too? What's going on? I love peoples, man. I wish I could hug y'all. You hear me? Okay. On Wednesday, again, with that moon being in Scorpio, I appreciate y'all, both, everybody. With that moon being in Scorpio, now there's a little bit of a trick being thrown in. Now the moon in Scorpio says, now all this deep stuff comes up, all this passion comes up, all this traumatic, so to speak, information wants to bubble to the top. I'm going to make you think. Now, here's the key word. I'm going to make you think that there's no blessings around you. I'm going to make you think that there's no trees for the forest in front of you. I'm going to make you think that there's no gold at the end of that rainbow. I'm going to confuse your thoughts and make you irritable by the blessings, by the God light that's absolutely in front of your face. Bait and switch. Why? Because that moon in Scorpio goes deep, but there's a quincunx to Jupiter and Gemini going reverse. So it'd be really, really hard to see the plain insight blessings just are standing right there, because you want to go too deep, and or you want to stay in your revenge, and or you want to stay in blowing people and situations up, and or you want to remain in control of what was. So now you don't see the blessings around you. Hey, this thing on. We not here to please them. We not here to be led by them. We gives a fuck what their governments and their systems say, even though a lot of people are caught in the crossfire. Take your power back, please. If Pluto is telling you anything the day before and on that day and throughout this week, in which I don't even know if Pluto is aspected again. It's absolutely not, but that's enough for the beginning of the week for sure. Pluto is saying, take your power back. Where you put your power? Where you put your thoughts? Who you give autonomy to? Who you give permission to run your life and your dreams? Who you give permission to be your mama, your daddy? You understand what I'm saying? Take your power back, because the blessings are right here. It's what that says on Wednesday. Jupiter's sitting all around you. And if it's in Gemini, it's coming in multiple ways. You really got blinders on if you can't see it. I'm going to be in your face about that. You really got blinders on. And I'm trying to be careful and sympathetic. If you are in a space in which depression is holding you down, and I mean holding you, because somehow you choose to stay in that. Hear what I'm saying? You have choices. Jupiter is in Gemini with all of these blessings, even though it's going reverse and it wants to irritate you on Wednesday. It's still in your face going, look for them, search for them, find them, put the information on them, research them, ask about them, inquire about your blessings, inquire about the possibilities and the things that are going before you, because what? You still got breath in your lungs and they don't control you. They don't control you. I don't care who you work for. It don't matter who you work for. It don't matter how many kids you got. That's why not everybody. Let me step back, Sonja, before I let my emotions go bananas. But that's why a good 2 artists this weekend and a village of people got on stage and shucking and jiving because they can't see the power in their lying. You can't see the power in your lying? Sonja Marie, bring it down. On Wednesday, also, this is why I can come with such fever, such fire, is that moon in Scorpio is also trining Saturn in Pisces. And here we go. Back to one. Always to the elements, saving us, showing us where to go. Water, fire, air, earth. What do we do now? Well, on Wednesday, to get your panties caught up in the right little bunch so you can wear it on down the highway. Sonja, what are you talking about? To get yourself right on Wednesday, stay with your disciplines. Stay the course. With Pluto blowing up, with you being a little confused and you can't see the forest for the trees and you don't know the blessings are there, Saturn says, stay the course. Saturn, if you don't know, new people or anybody that needs a little bit of reminder, is discipline, boundaries, limitations. Saturn is hard work. Saturn is your fears, or the reminder of your fear that you don't need to be fearing. Saturn is the lessons. So if the moon in Scorpio is right, nice in harmony, in alignment with Saturn, it's saying, yo, feel good about the fact that you've been on your spiritual discipline. You've been forgiving yourself and other people. And I've been talking about this, like I said, beating a dead cow for the last year or so, because it's important that we stay with our disciplines. Everything else is going batty. Everything else is being destroyed for good reason. And if you're not holding on to something in the wind, the thread in the wind, which is your discipline and your love for God, and the fact that you got to forgive anything and everything that is in the past, that's your thread in the wind. That's what's going to bring us to the next space, y'all. Your disciplines. What have you given up? What have you presented around yourself to keep yourself what? Safe. One with spirit, one with your family. What have you been doing to solidify this existence? What have you changed? Your habits in all things. What have you changed about yourself? Because that's the thread to hold on to while everything else has to be destroyed, y'all. You hearing me, right? Hi, Ramon. That's Wednesday. And then Thursday, when I say it's a plethora of aspects, it's a plethora. And I probably need to drink some water. But before I do that, I want to give you the opportunity to ask a question. I would love for you to invite some people over. And if you're on YouTube, hit that like button, please. Because even though this thing is all about slavery, we had to eat. We had to eat during slavery times. So put that like button up. I'd appreciate that thing there. If you want to donate, you can do that too. By the way, thank y'all for donating for my live 2025. I'm going to get to Thursday in a minute. Give me a minute. This is a commercial. Thank you for donating to my live 2025. The $35, $40 that I got, I gave it to somebody, or I am sponsoring a family in Altadena. So every little bit of money that I get, the extra money that I get, I pass on right over to this young man who's part of a family in Altadena. So thank you. He thanks you. He actually said, thank a ton. Thanks a ton, Auntie. Well, there you have it. Okay, so I appreciate you for helping me to pass it on, because that's what it's about. That's absolutely what it's about. You're amazing too, sweetie pie face. And I did not say that to solicit any type of applause. This is just what we do and how we do it as a community. Okay? Okay? Okay. So I was about to go somewhere else. The Cancer Mama was about to tap on in. Y'all want to hear about Thursday though? And if you take notes, you might want to take notes on Thursday. I'm not going to go crazy on Thursday, but I need to let y'all know. Thursday is, by the way, how was last Thursday for y'all? Because I had all them quincunxes and I had these meetings and I looked at the thing. That was the first time in a long time that I ever looked at my own weekly rundown. I said, what the fuck is going on Thursday? Oh my God, all these quincunxes, irritations. So I had to make sure that everything I said was at this decibel, because I know if I put emotions and passion behind some of the things, sometimes people get irritated by that. Actually, I was told that I was irritating based on my loud voice and the knowledge that I have. Fucked me up in the moment, but you think I cared? No. But on that day, I was really conscious about being irritating, because I didn't want anybody to get irritated, because the irritations bring more irritations and more blow up. So how was last Thursday to you? Just thinking about that. And then this Thursday, another Thursday, here we go. Y'all ready? It's not that bad though. It's really not that bad. It's just a lot going on. And I pray that you tap into this. I got Leo rising, Leo moon, Leo Venus, y'all. I'm very dramatic. So thank y'all for rocking with me. It's necessary sometimes. Here's the deal. That moon is going to be in Scorpio all day until, this is Thursday, until 11:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is specifically for the students that like to take notes. I appreciate you. And I hope you appreciate this information. So with that moon being in Scorpio the whole day, we still digging, right? We still going deep in our bag of emotions. We still destroying whatever it is we need to destroy, to expose, so we can get rid of. It's not personal. When things are exposed during the moon in Scorpio, it's never personal. It's just shit that needs to come up and out. You dig? So there's going to be a continuation of that thing. And all things I talked about the moon in Scorpio on Thursday, but it's going to sit right and nice in alignment. Some beautiful things are happening that day, but it's a lot. So here it is. The moon will trine Venus. The moon will sextile Mercury. The moon will trine Mars, going retrograde. Mars will sextile Uranus. Ding, 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 ding. Coming back to that. Mercury will trine Uranus. Ding, 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 ding. Coming back to that. The moon will trine Neptune. Now, a good half of y'all like, whatever the fuck, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to go. Don't go. Don't go. It gets better. Always know this. I love to teach. Trines are harmony. Whenever you hear me say a trine, that's good news in some respect, right? Because it all depends on how you treat a trine. We can turn a trine into a serious square in a heartbeat. Anybody ever gave you a chocolate piece of cake and then you smush it in their face? Just like that. You can take a good thing and turn it upside down. It depends on you, boo-boo. So don't come back to me talking about my Thursday was fucked up. How did you deal with it? How did you respond to it? That moon trining Venus allows us to remember love. Remember the deep part of love. Remember the depths of love. Remember to be passionate in your love and express it. Don't be afraid to express the depths of your heart. Now, I said I wasn't going to go into every one of these, but Spirit is dropping some things in here. Yo, that's the only way that we can move forward. That's the only way that you can love. That's the only way that you can experience love again and again on this planet, is to continue to love hard in the way that you know how to love. I didn't say be a doormat. I didn't say don't have boundaries. I didn't say let people run over you. I didn't say don't be discerning. I say you got to love. I asked myself that question this morning, to be quite honest with you, and forgive me if this is going to go too long, but this is how we do. I asked myself this morning, that same thing, and asked God to help me with it in my prayer. It's to allow me to love more in a space and in a place in which I am not concerned with others' reactions to my love. And that at the same time, I can be discerning about what it is that they're giving, how they're responding in their own lives, so I can check my expectations. I can check my demands, because the human part of me gets weird in there sometimes when I love so hard and so big. I'm only saying that because the moon in Scorpio trining Pisces, Venus is a deep, deep, deep kind of love on Thursday, in which we will all feel so much in our heart. And some will get scared about it. Some may say, I love you, baby, and don't realize that they said it out of their mouths. Some will feel that love. You ever felt that little butterfly tinge like in high school? That little, ooh, like, oh, I think I'm in, oh, like that, oh, love. Love just feels so good. But love feels vacant as fuck. And I say vacant in a way, not in a bad way, but like there's no end to it. Have you ever felt love in your heart when you felt your heart just open up and there's no bottom? I'm in tune with my body like that and with everything that's around me. So I felt my heart just open up and then got scared because I was like, where's the bottom of that thing? Where's the end? The human got to come in and put some regulations on that thing. Does she? That's the prayer, though. Y'all get what I'm saying? On Thursday, you might be able to touch that, taste that, remind yourself of that, okay? Because that's the thing that keeps us alive. And we'll find a way to figure it out. It has to start with prayer, though, because God and our ancestors are on deck. If you a praying person, gets to praying. They're answering almost immediately. Also, on Thursday, the moon is sextiling Mercury. If you ever hear me saying sextile, it's just as good as a trine, if not better. Very much in harmony. The moon, the depths of our emotion, will be in harmony with our thought process. will be in harmony with how we think, how we process information, how we make decisions, what we say. So we possibly may profess our love to somebody. To a few of y'all, I hope you do. I pray that everybody on here falls in love and experience that deep, well feeling of love. That is my prayer for you in this moment, for sure. Get that on you, get that in you, and profess it. So everybody know that love is the way. Love is the way. Also, Mars, ding, 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 sextiles Uranus. Now, the reason why I put a ding, ding on that, because it's always a little bit more auspicious when you have two planets coming together. The moon is absolutely important, as we discovered most of the time, right? The moon will denote our feeling and our reaction to a thing, right? But when it's a planet and a planet, when it's Mercury and Uranus, it's almost like King Kong and Godzilla, as opposed to fleeting the moon, fleeting feelings and a planet, right? Just how you feel about a thing. But this is hardcore how I'm moving, Mars, and what I'm moving to, how it's being moved, Uranus. Uranus is erratic as hell. This is about moving in the erraticness of the unknown on Thursday. Oh, sweat. Now, that's going to throw a lot of you practical, logical people way off. That's going to throw a lot of you planners way off on Thursday when things come in out of nowhere and expect you to move. Oh, we're not going there. Oh, we're not going there. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, she don't have your money. Oh, he said no. Oh, she said yes. What? Huh? At a drop of a dime. That's Thursday. It's a switch up. There's a lot going on. Go ahead, right? Uranus acts like that. It's erratic. It's changeable, it's rebellious. It's Aquarius' planet, right? So it's a rebellious, it's independent. So there's movements that need to happen on Thursday that are erratic by nature, out of the blue, left field, that are bringing us to our movements, to our, let me say that again, to our independence, to the rebel in us, to our new walk. It may not come out the way you expected. You might get a little thrown off by how it happens. You get a call in the middle of the night that says you got to go to Japan. You get a call in the middle of the night that says your mother is not doing too well. You got to up and leave. You get a call. But the movements led by Mars hitting Uranus is favorable. You got to be there. You got to do it. It's necessary for the trek. It's favorable. It's a sextile. So don't get thrown off by the erraticness of the unplanning of it all. Because some of the best things happen without planning. Can anybody attest to that? Sometimes you have the best time when you leave your cameras at home and you can't take one picture. Sometimes you have the best time when your friends and your best friend and your mama say, we're going to Washington, D.C. And on our way to Washington, we get a flat tire in Jersey and end up at the best sports bar you ever been to. And you find your husband and you fall in love with a new community and you live happily ever after. The bottom line is sometimes the best situations happen from an erratic, out of the blue kind of moment. Lay in it on Thursday is the thing. Also, the moon is trining Mars. Say what? So we're going to feel good about that movement. Eyebrow, exclamation. Do y'all get me as a teacher? You see how the moon came and saved the day? The moon said, yeah, we're going to switch up the movements. Mars said, yeah, we're going to switch up the movements. We're going to make you go this way, hitting Uranus, making it all erratic, but the moon likes it. The feelings like it, as long as you want to go deep with it, though. Because remember, it's still in Scorpio. So as long as you don't mind going deep, the feeling is good. As long as you don't mind going deep, the change is good. As long as you don't mind finding yourself out. Do you want to see yourself? Please start seeing yourself, y'all. Like in the most embarrassing state possible. We already kind of went through that. We was calling it, I was calling it anyway. When I say we, I mean me, like me and my committee, my beautiful spiritual committee. The tunnel, right? Oh, over Christmas and the first couple of weeks of January, it was a freaking tunnel. We was seeing ourselves in that tunnel. Now it's about seeing ourselves and seeing the changes that need to be made. Now it's about seeing ourselves and loving certain parts of ourselves, even the goofy parts of ourselves, even the shit oh my God, why did I do that? Ooh, weed, that was crazy. Girl, what was you on? Did you smoke all the weed in the world when you was doing that thing? Who was you talking to? Ghostbusters? Oh my God. You was bugging. We got to see it all. See yourself so you can move in the way that you can feel good about you on Thursday with that moon trine in Mars. Also, Mercury is trine in Uranus too. Ding, 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 ding. Opportunities, making the proper decisions, having the conversations lean to the switch ups, the erraticness, the change, Uranus's independence, being not only a leader, but a leader for self. If you know any Aquarius energy, they are leaders to themselves. I love that about them. I just kind of like take it on. Like it's just something about that. It's just something that I rocks with. And I say that in a way because there's no man nor woman above us. We can have mentors. We can have people that we look up to because of their artistry and because of the things that they left as a legacy on a planet or continue to leave on a planet. But nobody is above you. And Aquarius energy is very, very keen on that. Nobody is above me because I'm my own dude. I'm my own chick. I'm independent in that way, and I walk my own walk. So with Mercury sitting right nice with Aquarius's planet, which is Uranus, on Thursday, it's like, we want to employ you to think a little bit more like that, like the rebel, like the independent soul that you are. Stop following the leader, please. The leader's drunk. And it's not vodka in here. No, I'm just joking. The leader's drunk. The leader is freaking out. So who's going to be your inspiration is the real question. That's on Thursday. How you going to be inspired? How are you going to find? I'm such a Leo rise, y'all. My afro's a little lopsided. How are you going to find the inspiration to be your highest self, your most unique, I said that word 5 times, self? Also, the self that wants to promote community. What are the choices that you need to make that day to promote community? Thursday. And then lastly, on Thursday, the moon in Scorpio, make that right. Yep. The moon in Scorpio is trining Neptune. The moon in Scorpio is trining Neptune in Pisces. So above and beyond all that, they say dream, baby, dream. You want to be the rebel that you are? Keep dreaming, baby. Dream. I had a hit today, y'all. I want to share with y'all. Squirrel, can I take a moment to do so? My hit today was along the lines of what we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, to be truthful with you. And how knowing that this inauguration was going to go down, how knowing that those fires went through, how knowing that we're going to have to just move a little differently now for the next 4 years, at least. I say forever, but for the next 4 years, at least. I had a hit that God really, really confirmed and was like, so are you going to live your dreams? So are you going to really do that thing I told you to do? And I said, God, I told you, I'm going to do this thing, but I think I'm going to be a little broke. I think I may have less money. Not unless you bring in a nice paid gig with some great people, which I keep praying for. But the bottom line is, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. It's time to do what we told ourselves, our younger selves, our dream-filled self, that we were going to do. Especially as that moon, in the midst of all of these other independent, rebellious aspects happening on Thursday, the moon is saying, yo, keep going deep. Keep going deep and finding the person that wants to live the dreams, wants to live those Neptunian dreams, that wants to live your imagination, the goofy imagination that you think is goofy at 55 years old. When you was 5 years old and you wanted to put a tutu on and you loved putting tights on because you liked the way tights rolled up your foot and through your ankle and about your calf and over your knee. You just had a fascination with the way the theater smelled. That's my thing. I love the way the theater smells. Like the fake leather in the seats and the dirty uh, 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 candy stained, soda stained rugs and the dust in the curtains. And it's romantic to me. It's romantic. I could cry. Literally, I could cry. It's just something about the smell of a theater. That's the moon hitting up that Neptune. What are them dreams, y'all? In the midst of all this, being a rebel for the cause, what are your dreams in that? How you going to remind yourself of that? I really want y'all to go there because Scorpio says, go deep with it. And if you don't, you can't be rewarded because you're dealing with some superficial bullshit. You just want to make money. Sonja, talking to myself, money is superficial. Money is superficial. Even though I joke with God, God's like, girl, just do what I tell you to do. I got you. Even though I joke with God, money is a superficial concern because you got support. One person is support. One person is support. And if there's not a person outside of you, support your damn self. Okay, because I'm getting hot and heavy over here. Friday, that moon goes into happy-go-lucky Sag. That's when it gets a little alleviated. We get a little light. We get a little light and airy. Want to crack a joke or two or three or four or five? Mystic, did you want to sit on the pillow, boo-boo? Here. There you go. Forgive me, y'all. My puppy likes to sit on the pillow, and I didn't put it down for her before I started. You good? Okay, mama. The moon in Sagittarius brings celebration, brings honesty, brings seeking of knowledge in all the ways. I love Sag for that. The seeker, the student, and the teacher. That's Sagittarius energy. So in some way, Friday becomes a little bit of an adventure, emotionally speaking, waking up from the heavy, feeling the benefits from going deep. Understand that little trek in the well was necessary for the last couple of days. And now Sag says, escape with it, live on it, ride it now, like a horse that it does, right? I appreciate all the likes here on YouTube. Thank you for keeping those going. If you want to join my newsletter, please go to my website at Wordlife Astrology so I can let you know of any discounted reads that are coming up in February. Also, some live performances that I'm doing here in Los Angeles. Would love to let you know. So Saturday, get ready for that lighthearted feeling to come along. But as it does, it wants to square off of Venus in Pisces. Now, understand this. Venus in Pisces is exalted. And what that means in astrology is that when Venus is in Pisces, it's like, it's the highest realm. It's the best energy that Venus could ever be in. If you have Venus in Pisces, happy for you. Thank y'all for the likes up and the thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. I just went up a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. But here's the deal. If you have Venus in Pisces, oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love it. I love it. I just love it. And I'm sure you do too, because everybody loves you. Why? Because Venus is never ending. I'm sorry. Pisces is never ending, no boundaries, shape shifting, closer to God. Pisces is dreamy, ethereal, intuitive. Venus is love, money, beauty. Put the two together. Value, worth. Put the two together. It's a worthy type of love in which you feel so deep and open, like that well that I was talking about in your heart. When you fall in love, that's that Venus and Pisces kind of love. So the moon in Sag wants to go against that kind of love on Saturday. And probably because it's been in its feelings for the last couple of days. We all been in some kind of feelings for the last couple of days. So it's saying, I don't want to be in my feelings anymore. Pisces, love, want to hug and be affectionate and forgive people and pray. And I don't want that shit. I just want to be rebellious, as that Sag moon says, and go the other way and be selfish. Sag, in its dark spaces, we all got them. Every sign does. It can be very, very selfish. So when there's a square, we pull out the dark energies of particular signs and positions. That moon in Sag says, fuck being Pisces Venus and forgiving people. I want to be selfish and do what I want to do because the last couple of days I've been feeling for everybody else. Pause. Before you get caught up in those feelings on Saturday, do yourself a favor and review for 5 minutes what you learned in the depths of those feelings. And then bring light, airiness, adventure, good times to the fact that love still needs to be had. You don't have to go the other way because you feel like in that moment that someone robbed you of your freedom. Because that's what happens when that Sag gets into the moon, and when Sag energy itself feels like we've been going deep in my feelings too long. I feel like you're taking away my freedom. I can't be myself. Ain't nobody say that. You got to go deep in your feelings sometimes so you can check on you. You could check you so the people can be checked, because what's going through to you, what's going on for you is absolutely rubbing off on everybody else. So y'all hearing me? Are y'all really hearing me? I'm wondering. Because on Saturday, the human will bank left because they don't want to feel any longer. But Venus in Pisces says you gots to. You got to continue to feel. Just bring a nice joke every now and again. You got to continue to feel. It doesn't have to be heavy, but understand and be empathetic and sympathetic with people. You got to be able to feel, because possibly maybe you'll get some money. Venus is all about money too, y'all. Possibly maybe you'll feel the value and the worth out of it. But if you are afraid to feel, you can run away from all that. You can run away from the depths. You can run away from that exalted Venus and Pisces. Just look up Venus and Pisces. Google it. Venus and Pisces. With the sun, with the moon, being in Sag, we will all feel like running from that on that day. Don't do that. Please, please. Hearing me loud and clear, and you're a little bit frightened? Frightened is a interesting word for me. Explain that. Too muches? Too muches? You mute y'all for people too much? On IG? Explain that little bit of fear that you're feeling. No, I'm sorry if I'm teasing you a little bit too much. That was funny to me. Because on Saturday, if you lean into the feeling, see, universe is so dope. Lean into the feeling. Here's Venus trining Mars, going retrograde. Y'all can't tell me God is not dope. Did anybody get that? So if you lean into the feeling of Venus instead of fighting it, instead of going in a selfish direction, still continue to love, have your heart open. It says with Venus trining Mars, we're going in the right direction, cuz. We're walking the right walk, cuz. This is a good look, cuz. This is what we need to be motivated by, cuz. This is how we need to lay down and make love to our person, cuz. It's all Mars. 2 smooches. Oh, 2 smooches. I love it. 2 smooches to you too. Going deep is always a scary place for you. Understood. I get that. Going deep can be really, really scary. I'm going to touch on that in a quick minute after I finish this. And if I don't, remind me, okay? But I want to continue this thought. Y'all got that though, right? With Venus being exalted in Pisces, telling us to live for God, telling us to live in our forgiveness, telling us to live unconditionally, to love unconditionally, especially on that day. It said you got to do that because Mars is saying, I'm in favor of this. I like this. We have to go this way with that. Movement, Mars is movement, sex, motivation, anger, frustration. We got to go this way with that. Get mad about doing the right things that feel good. In order to do the right things that feel good to smooches, to smooches, you got to go deep, boo-boo. In order to do the right things that feel good, you got to go deep. Otherwise, what you doing? Some superficial bullshit that just keeps you going? You eating the steak and you can't even taste the steak. What pill you take? You performing at the inauguration? I'm just saying. I'm calling it all out. Because sometimes if we stay too superficial and we don't like going deep in the places that we know we have to go deep in order to reveal ourselves, we can't get past it, y'all. What you doing? Safe sidestepping? Come on, go in your belly with it. We ain't got time to be afraid. We ain't got time to be afraid when folks are trying to take us out. We don't have time to be afraid when you don't know if you can leave tomorrow. We don't have time to be afraid when floods are coming. I'm not trying to be scary. I'm being realer than freaking real. What you gonna do before you leave this planet? You gonna let them stop you? You gonna let them stop you? You just want to be on the superficial and just buy that Gucci? You want to be on the superficial and just take them trips, y'all? Listen, I'm not knocking anybody that buys Gucci and takes trips and whatever other example I utilize after this. But understand this, you can't stay there. There's no worth in there. There's no value there. There's none whatsoever. There's no God there. There's no spirit there. There's your dreams are not there. You think your dream is to have that Gucci bag, and then once you get it, then you're like, wait, what do I do now? I'm hot and heavy today, y'all. And I am looking forward to seeing what kind of card comes out of this deck today for us this week. Because this vibration is tough. Hey, if you want to know what I'm doing performance-wise, and when I'm giving away readings, like individual readings and couple reading discounts, please sign up for my newsletter at wordlifeastrology.com. This little weird algorithm is not going to have me by the balls and the titties. So I want y'all to know how you can reach me and how I can personally send you some information, because we got to keep the vibration going. We got to build our communities grassroots, like if not just by being my neighbor. Yo, talk to the neighbor, see where they at, know who they are. I'm just saying, we gonna save each other. They not. On Sunday, the moon is in Capricorn. Whoop, things get serious. Let's get serious and fall in love. Jermaine Jackson. So when the moon goes into Capricorn, why is it squaring? That's not true. I said the moon is squaring Neptune. The Neptune going to Aries? Or is that moon in Scorpio? No. I'm working this thing out in my mind while I'm talking to y'all, but here's the case. Before the moon goes into Capricorn, it will be in Sagittarius, right? When we wake up early morning, East Coast and West Coast, when we wake up, that moon will be in Sag. That is when it's going to square Neptune in Pisces, because Pisces squares Sagittarius. So on Sunday, we can wake up a little delusion, a little hairy, wanting to have all this energy, but not knowing what to do with all the energy, that kind of feel. Pisces is the slowest sign of the zodiac, and Sagittarius is the fastest sign of the zodiac. So we have two different types of speeds coming at us Sunday morning, making us feel like, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't want to, like feeling a little delusioned, right? About how to move. Do yourself a favor and shake that off, or wait. And when I say wait, I mean like lay in the bed, take your time. Don't be so hasty about doing things that you think you should do on Sunday morning, because it will seem a little confusing with no aim, right? So just wait, pace yourself. There's no rush. There's never a rush to do anything. But the rest of that day, Mercury wants to sit right and nice with Neptune. And Venus wants to sit right and nice with Uranus. So here's the plan and the reward. If that moon is squaring up Neptune earlier that day, the reason why Spirit just told me to tell you to relax is because Mercury is about to come in alignment with that Neptune, which means that even though we may feel a little cloudy Sunday morning, the thought process, stay on my dreams, stay on my imagination, to utilize, I have a show that day. The thought process is to deliver that line, Sonja. Stay out of your feelings of what's happening with the other shirt that's falling and whatever thing, the turban that's over my head, my headdress or whatever. Stay in alignment with what it is that you say. Because what you say is in alignment with spirit, which is Neptune. You dig? It's not about what you feel. Your feelings ain't got nothing to do with what your brain is trying to convey you to put out into the world on that day. Does that make sense? Ask me questions if it don't. I'm here for you. And then lastly, that Venus is sextile in Uranus. You finally see the worth, the value, the money, the love, the heart that was trying to convince you this week. You finally see the forest and the trees by the end of the week, right? Always better to move in your unique time, your own time, your independent time, right? This is the deep appreciation for the future. And it invites crazy possibilities, because Venus is the planet of worth and money and value and love. And Uranus is the planet of the rebel. Uranus is the planet of that independent soul. Uranus is the planet of the weird, the different. Uranus is Aquarius's planet. So even though we go through our weeds and we bob and we weave throughout this week trying to figure out, how should I be steady in my discipline and who I am? How should I allow love to continue to open up my heart, but still be the unique soul that I am? You'll see the worth by the end of the week. When Venus hits up with that, Venus will say, this is why. This is the proof. This is worthy of you being yourself, of you living your dreams, of you sticking with your imagination, with those prayers that you pray so silently. This is why I love who we are. Well, let me say this again. I love people. I really, really do. I love the souls of people. Humans get on my freaking nerves. But I do love seeing the heart and souls of people. I do love seeing the goodness of people. And in my youth, it used to trip me up a little bit, because I thought the goodness and the heart and the soul was the absolute human, and they're not. They're not. This week is being taught to us, being shown to us. What we can see in a person is not necessarily what they'll do, but how. We don't need to react to either the spirit nor the person. That we keep good light and good value, good blessings and good prayers on what God wants us to do, and allow God to control that. We don't have to put light on it with that person. We don't have to give them a job. We don't have to give them the opportunities. The opportunities will find the people who are being good to themselves and those that are around them. Did I say that clearly? I mean, I really want that answer, because sometimes things come out in a jumble to me. Did I say that clearly? By the end of the week, we are rewarded because we move a little differently, because we love a little differently, because we look in the hearts and souls of people a little bit differently. Again, we don't have to save them, But we can see the good in them. We can see the good in ourselves. We can see the good in the depths of seeing ourselves. So we can move on, y'all, and deal with the future, because the future is beautiful. It's an awesome, awesome tale. I can't wait for you to put pen to paper to. I know it. I feel it in my bones. But it's a weird little trek that we got to do. And every week I promise my damnedest that I'm going to give you the best of me to show you what I see astrologically and spiritually, whatever spirit drops in, because spirit is loud on Sonja. Trust, right? Whatever spirit gives to me, I'm going to give it to y'all until I can't no more. I mean that with everything. So if you'd like to join my newsletter, go to wordlifeastrology.com and fill out my newsletter at the bottom of the page on the contact list. I really would appreciate that. I want to let y'all know of my reading discounts and when I'm performing in February and in March. I can't wait. Things are growing because I vow to spirit and my ancestors that constantly stay in my ear. I vow to them to live the dreams that they put me on this planet to do. And all of this is actually, none of it is by naught. Like, I appreciate the astrology I share. I even appreciated working at Trader Joe's for a couple of months. I really did, actually. Really good people where I worked. It was a hustling kind of job. I don't think I'd ever do it again. That's for ding dong damn sure. It's physical as fuck, y'all. But I appreciate every job, every situation. But I know what I came here to do. I came to express myself in a way that nobody can't. What did you come to do? Great Mother, Father, God, and all our guardian angels and ancestor spirits. Ooh, without stopping. That card jumped out. I like when this card comes up, even though this message can be a little harsh for people to swallow. I'm going to get to it in a second, y'all, as I open up my very interesting book that I had for 25 years that's falling apart. If you have any questions, now's the time to jump on in here. I'd appreciate that. I really, really, really would. And again, make them for the group. Make them for the group so we can get an understanding. We can all get an understanding. Y'all are so welcome. Thank God. Don't thank me. Thank God. Thank me a little bit because I did make the choice to come up on here. So I'll take at least 30%. But it's spirit. It's spirit and it's you. Y'all nudge me. Y'all nudge me to do this work. And I'm grateful for it. So thank you. Thank you. Thanks, spirit. All right. Here's the word, the card for the week. Compromise. Again, I love this message, even though it can be hard for a few people to swallow. Why? Because it's always looked like I'm doing what I need to be doing, but you kind of like playing the game. This is Gemini kind of understanding the dark side of Gemini. Everybody has a dark side. Everybody, every sign has a dark side, a side that needs to grow up and out and meet their higher self. The darker side of Gemini is the fact that it does compromise. It does play games. It does find a way to be political. You understand what I'm saying? It's asking you nowadays and this week, don't compromise, Snoop. Don't compromise, Nelly. Don't compromise, village people. Don't compromise, nice looking black man from some church that was speaking Martin Luther King's speech. Don't compromise. In the courts of ancient Japan, the male attendants are often selected from the ranks of petty criminals who were castrated. Because of their intimate familiarity with the activities of the court, they were often at the center of political and social intrigues and exercised a great deal of power behind the scenes. The two figures in this card remind us of the sleazy and conspiratorial situations we can get into when we compromise our own truth. It's one thing to meet another halfway, to understand a point of view different from our own, and work towards a harmony of opposing forces. But it's quite another to cave in and betray our own truth. If we look deeply into it, we usually find that we are trying to gain something, whether it's power or approval of others. If you are tempted, beware this week. The rewards of this type of compromise always leave a bitter taste in your mouth. Ashe. Ahom watakwe ase. And I mean, there you go, y'all. That's your word. That's your weekly rundown for this week. I'm glad you joined me. I thank you for being here. I thank you for being here because you had many choices to be somewhere else. That's for ding dong damn sure. And I'm really, really clear of that. So I appreciate you. Please share this information if it hits, if it resonates in any type of way. Oh, please share it far and wide. If you can denote, if you can if you could donate, that would be a blessing too. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all in the description box below. I felt like Johnny Gill just then. If you could no. My, my. Y'all be good to yourselves, okay? Stay goofy. Stay goofy? Goofy or goofy? Stay goofy. Because it's healthy. That's what I wanted to say. Adios, y'all. Oh, Sonja.